So we have the divisional round of the NFL playoffs this weekend. So let's get the band all together to talk about the weekend ahead of us. And we're going to get started. The first game is the Rams at the Packers. That is this Saturday at 2:30 p.m. right here on KXBI Fox 5. Adrian, your Rams surprised my Seahawks last week. Can they do it again against Green Bay?
You know, I don't want to be a homer, but they're going to do it again. We saw this Rams defense step up and shut down DK Metcalf with Jalen Ramsey. I think Jalen Ramsey does the same thing against Davante Adams, which hurts me because I'm a former Fresno State Bulldog like Davante Adams. But this Rams defense, cold game, I think it's going to be one of those games where they got to show up. The only question mark for LA is Jared Goff. I mean, we saw how much he struggled against Seattle with the thumb injury. We'll see if he can get that cold and kind of get warmed up on the sidelines and see what he can do.
Yeah, I think can the Rams defense slow down Green Bay enough for their offense to keep pace, I think is kind of what I'm looking for. And, is Aaron Donald healthy? Is he doing okay?
He is. He's cleared to play. He said he's all fine, so we're going on that front. But another thing, too, it's how much is the cold going to affect this game, right?
Yeah.
And then how much is a week off going to affect the Packers as well, too?
That's right. I think Green Bay's going to have just enough offense to pull out. Cole, what say you?
I agree with you. I love you, Adrian, but I can't go with the Rams in this aspect. I mean, Aaron Donald is the best defensive player in the league. Jalen Ramsey is probably the best shutdown corner. But when you got Aaron Rodgers, and especially with the week off after the wild card weekend, and him and Davante Adams are clicking on all cylinders, I do not see them losing in the semifinals because they're hungry. I mean, Aaron Rodgers hasn't won the Super Bowl since they beat Pittsburgh in 2010, 2011. So I do not see the Rams, as much as I would like to see the upset, I do not see it for this opening round matchup and the wild card weekend.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to me too. It's Aaron Rodgers. I mean, he's the MVP of the league. He should be the MVP of the league, and he's been pretty ticked off since they drafted Jordan Love. I think that's what kind of sparked the fire under him. I think he's going to have just enough to overcome that Rams defense. The Saturday night game is Baltimore at Buffalo, and this one intrigues me very much because I think the key matchup for me on this one is the Ravens, of course, a great rushing team, one of the best in the league. Can they get the rough running game against that Buffalo defense to keep Josh Allen and that offense off the field? That's how they're going to win, if they're going to win. But I think the Bills' offense is going to be like the Aaron Rodgers situation. Their offense is going to be just enough to overcome and take that down, even if they're not on the field a whole lot. Cole, what do you think?
Well, I think Lamar is the key to this game. I think, especially on the ground. Last week, as we've seen, even if Lamar, it's 2-yard run, he can break off for 40 or 50, and he can give that explosive play. And with the Bills, they didn't play that really great defensively last week. The Colts I read that all 9 possessions, they had the ball past the 50. So with that going forward, I feel like the Ravens have the advantage offensively to game plays, but we are talking about Josh Allen, who has had one of the best seasons. So I think it's going to be a high-scoring matchup, and I'm excited to see Saturday night to see what happens.
It's going to be fun, though. Lamar Jackson has never played in a snow game his entire life. So if it snows, it's either going to be the best game of his life or the worst game of his life, and I think it would be one of his best. It's going to be a high-scoring game.
All right, the defending champion Kansas City Chiefs host the Cleveland Browns in the first game on Sunday. It is 1 p.m. on our sister station, Eyewitness News 3. Cole, the Browns finally lived up to the hype last week when they beat Pittsburgh. Do you think they can do it again against the champs?
No. Just like the Packers game, it looks too easy on paper. You see this matchup, you're like, the Chiefs are easily going to win. But, Cleveland showed a lot of heart last week. They played Pittsburgh. The game was, they come out to a 28-0 lead in the first. And, they showed a lot of heart last week, especially with Stefanski being out due to COVID. It's tough. But I miss Patrick Mahomes, his reigning Super Bowl MVP. He's the best player in the league. And with Andy Reid a week off, they went 14-1 with him as the starter. I do not see them losing against Baker Mayfield and company.
The book's over. Great story last week. A great chapter in the book, and it's done. The end is going to be a Chiefs right there. They're going to hand him a loss. Patrick Mahomes. What else do you have to say, Dylan?
Yeah, I think that's pretty much right. The thing about the Browns is whenever you expect them, whenever you're ready to jump on board and jump on the bandwagon and believe in them, they let you down. They kind of overcame that a little bit last week, but I think the Kansas City Chiefs are the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, it's a tough draw for the Browns. They might have maybe done better against someone else, but I think Kansas City's going to be too much. I think it'll be a fun game, though. I do think it'll be a fun game. The Browns are going to do some things, but they're not going to keep pace with Kansas City. So, and finally, right here on KXPI Fox 5, Sunday at around 4:30 p.m., the Saints host the Buccaneers, the battle of the old men. And as the old man in the group, I'm going to start off by saying this one. I think that I'm intrigued by this one. I think this is going to be like the last chance for both of these quarterbacks. This is both of their, I think, last good chances. And I just feel like maybe the Buccaneers might just have a little bit more offense than the Saints to get the job done. I think it'll be very close and very entertaining, though. Cole, what are your go?
Oh, I'm going Tampa Bay all day long, man. He's 43 years old. I mean, Drew Brees, the last 3 seasons for the Saints, I mean, have ended in epic failure. So I know they're going to be hungry. But I do not see Tom Brady losing 3 straight games to the Saints in one season. I mean, and both of those games have been blowouts. So you know Tom Brady's going to come in hungry, motivated. They got just as talented a roster as the Saints, and I'm excited to see this game. And 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks, and that's why I want Aaron Rodgers to win number 1. Sorry, because if Rodgers wins, we're guaranteed 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks in the NFC Championship game.
Adrian, quickly, who do you think wins?
Hey, guess what? There's a storm in Tampa Bay, and it's definitely going to be the Saints. 5 interceptions Tom Brady is throwing against the Saints. It's going to happen again. Saints are going to win.
All right, can't wait to see how it turns out.